What if the very movement you have trusted for years to keep your legs strong is no longer serving your body the way you think it is? Squats are not the villain, but after 60 they are often incomplete, and sometimes they quietly reinforce the very imbalances that make you feel unstable. Your joints absorb force differently now. Your reaction time is slightly slower. The deep stabilizers around your hips no longer activate automatically the way they once did. If your lower back feels tired after standing in the kitchen, or your hips ache during a simple walk, that is not weakness. It is information. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention report that falls remain the leading cause of injury-related death in adults over 60. Research from the Journal of Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy has shown that weakness in the gluteus medius, not simply weak thighs, predicts back discomfort and balance problems in older adults. Traditional squat routines heavily emphasize the gluteus maximus but often undertrain the lateral stabilizers that keep the pelvis level during single-leg stance. After 60, the priority shifts from building visible strength to preserving invisible stability. Today I will guide you through 4 glute-focused movements that address the muscles squats frequently miss. These exercises are not dramatic, but they are precise. They aim to rebuild balance, protect joints, and restore confidence in your steps. Before we move into them, understand this principle clearly. Aging changes load tolerance, coordination speed, and shock absorption. Continuing to train exactly as you did decades ago ignores those biological shifts. The first reconsideration is traditional squats themselves. Squats build global strength, yet if performed as the only lower body exercise, they may neglect lateral hip control. A 2020 study found that standard squat variations activate the gluteus medius at a moderate percentage, often below the threshold needed to improve balance in older adults. When that muscle is undertrained, the knees and lower back compensate. Gradually, the body adapts by shifting load forward or inward. That adaptation may show up as knee soreness or subtle unsteadiness on stairs. The smarter alternative is side-lying hip abduction. Lying on your side with the bottom leg bent and the top leg extended slightly forward, you gently rotate the toes downward and lift the leg 12 to 18 inches. This orientation emphasizes the gluteus, medius, and minimus without compressing the spine. 10 to 12 controlled repetitions for 2 to 3 sets, 2 to 3 times weekly, begin to restore lateral stability. A Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy study reported measurable improvements in single-leg balance among adults over 50 who practice this movement consistently. Strengthening this muscle reduces compensatory stress on the knees and lumbar spine. The second habit to reconsider is relying solely on daily walking for lower body stability. Walking supports cardiovascular health but primarily trains forward motion. Most falls, however, occur during lateral or rotational shifts. Research published in Gait and Posture demonstrated that walking alone did not significantly improve side-to-side balance unless paired with targeted lateral strengthening. When lateral control declines, you may find yourself instinctively reaching for walls or furniture during quick turns. To address this, incorporate a standing hip drop and abduction sequence. Standing on one leg near a countertop, gently allow the opposite hip to drop slightly, then actively lift it by engaging the side glute of the standing leg. Follow by extending the free leg slightly backward and outward, with toes rotated gently upward. This combined motion trains the posterior fibers of the gluteus medius, responsible for rotational control. 10 to 12 repetitions per side reinforce the pelvis against lateral sway. Clinical biomechanics research has shown improved rotational hip control in older adults practicing posterior hip abduction movements. The third reconsideration is dependence on fixed-path gym machines such as the leg press. The leg press can increase isolated strength, yet it removes the need for stabilization. In real life, your body must coordinate hips, core, and balance simultaneously. Clinical biomechanics study found that while leg press strength improved, dynamic balance recovery did not significantly change. Machines limit neuromuscular challenge by guiding movement along predetermined tracks. The alternative again emphasizes controlled posterior hip abduction performed either side, lying, or standing. By lifting the leg slightly behind and outward with controlled external rotation, you activate stabilizers that fixed machines bypass. These stabilizers are essential when stepping backward or pivoting unexpectedly. The fourth reconsideration involves high-intensity workouts with jumping or rapid direction changes. High-intensity interval training may increase cardiovascular demand, yet after 60, the limiting factor often becomes recovery capacity rather than effort tolerance. The American College of Sports Medicine has reported higher incidence of joint strain and delayed onset muscle soreness in older adults engaging in high-impact sessions. Micro-injuries accumulate when shock absorption diminishes. Instead of speed-based intensity, shift toward controlled standing hip extension with external rotation. Standing beside support, extend one leg slightly backward and outward while gently rotating the toes outward. Allow the torso to rotate subtly in the same direction while maintaining a long spine. Pause briefly and return with control. 8 to 10 repetitions per side. Strengthen hip rotators and spinal stabilizers. A gait and posture study demonstrated improved reaction time to instability in older adults practicing rotational control drills. Control rather than speed enhances neuromuscular timing. When muscles learn to stabilize under gentle rotational stress, they are better prepared for unexpected shifts. These four movements share a common principle. They emphasize alignment, lateral control, and rotational stability rather than pure vertical power. After 60, preserving pelvic alignment is more protective than maximizing load. Subtle joint pain often arises from compensation patterns rather than absolute weakness. Training the gluteus medius and its posterior fibers corrects those compensations. Balance is not solely a function of strength, but of coordination between muscles and nervous system. When the glutes fire appropriately, the knees track more safely, and the spine remains supported. Confidence on uneven ground grows gradually. The objective is not exhaustion, but precision. Small, well-targeted sets performed consistently often outperform sporadic, intense sessions. You may notice improvements first in how you turn or pivot. Stairs may feel less demanding as lateral stability improves. Lower back fatigue often diminishes as pelvic sway decreases. These are signs that stabilizers are contributing effectively. Aging does not eliminate adaptability. It shifts the type of stimulus required. Muscle fibers remain responsive when challenged appropriately. Neuromuscular pathways strengthen with repetition. Your body continues to learn when given deliberate cues. These exercises require minimal space and no heavy equipment. They integrate easily into daily routines. 10 minutes invested consistently can protect years of mobility. You are not required to abandon squats entirely. You are invited to complement them with movements that address what they miss. Balance, rotation, and lateral control become the pillars of independence after 60. Training smarter respects biological change. Intensity without strategy can undermine joint integrity. Strategy without intensity can preserve it. Your future steadiness depends less on how much you lift and more on how well you stabilize. Begin with one movement and master its control. Add the others gradually. Allow adaptation to occur patiently. Strength built upon stability sustains confidence. Confidence reduces fear-driven hesitation. Reduced hesitation lowers fall risk. That chain reaction begins with deliberate practice. You are not limited by age as much as by outdated programming. Replace that programming with alignment-focused movement. Your hips will respond. Your steps will feel more secure. And the quiet strength that follows will carry you forward with steadiness rather than strain.